What's going on? God.
Because you laugh. Welcome back, everyone, to the Generation Esports Report. I'm Coach Alney.
And I'm Gracie Starr.
And we have a really exciting episode planned for you today.
Here's a quick rundown of the segments in today's show, but as always, we'd like to start with some news from the office.
HSCL and MSCL registration is still open. We know a lot of teachers are overwhelmed right now with distance learning, but it is important to get those teams registered in time.
If you're a student, make sure you reach out to your sponsor. See what you can do to help. They'll definitely appreciate it, and it will help ensure you get to compete this semester.
I also hope that all of you guys are excited about your classes and ready to compete in esports this year. We asked a local college if we could tune in to their first practice to show you guys exactly what it looks like to compete at the college level. Take a look.
So today in particular, and for the foreseeable future, players are going to be arriving at 4:30 exactly and on the dot. The goal is to have them just sign in, come in, sit down, and begin the process of going through their training regimen, which is all inside of a program called AIM-LAB. AIM-LAB is a program designed specifically to help train muscle memory, whether it's reaction time, whether it's target designation, all the way to I've seen flick shots and everything in between. An hour of AIM-LAB I think is very equivalent to like an hour of in-gym repetition. So whether it's bench pressing, curls, AIM-LAB is the gamer equivalent for these guys. And so after doing their hour of reps and mental preparation, they're jumping straight into competitions. And so that comes in the form of either scrims, which we've already pre-set up, or it comes in the form of in-house competition. And so an in-house competition is our players that are inside the arena themselves are going to be competing against each other to fine-tune where they stand on the social ladder and then understand who needs to improve and maybe who is more close to game ready and game day competition form. I think for this semester in particular, I think we have a great range of people from across the U.S. And so the primary goal really is to get them to bond and get them to communicate and open up to each other. A team, no matter how skilled, if they aren't able to communicate on a personal level, to understand each other when they're in game, these are all skills that are built not necessarily through being the best players, but they're built through being the best person to your teammates.
Even with the best training facilities and the best coaches, though, sometimes we all make some small brain decisions. Or at least that's what I hope happened to everyone featured in this next segment, F's in the Chat. Kicking things off this week at number 5, we have a Fall Guys clip where this man literally took his opponents to the basketball court. I mean, just check it out.
Please tell me you saw that.
Bro, broke their ankle. I'm not controlling.
Coming in at number 4, we have a Call of Duty clip. People don't really use shield turrets, and I guess this is why. Coming in at number 3, we have a Rainbow Six clip here. Headshots are what you want to go for, but when you miss them just barely, this is what happens.
What?
Yeah, I know.
At number 2 this week, we have another Fall Guys clip. Look, people like to play, people like to troll, but sometimes that trolling goes bad. And coming in at number 1 this week, we have a Warzone streamer just trying to explain some stuff to his homies, and all of a sudden he gets interrupted.
I was right
Here's what
here,
happens.
And I jumped. I downed the guy up here. I went bop bop bop. Excuse me, I'm explaining something. I went bop bop bop. And then
That's honestly one of my favorite segments to put together.
The fails are pretty great, but we also want to feature some of the amazing clips you all hit, which is why every week we put together our favorite plays of the week. Here's this week's top 5.
At number 5 this week, I wanted to show some love to the Super Smash Bros. Community with this epic showdown for the win. Take a look. At number 2 this week, we've got a Rocket League clip that was submitted, and this was just such a clean air dribble, I couldn't refuse to put it in. At number 3, I wasn't sure about putting this one in, but the persistence and dedication shown by this player, it deserved a spot. At number 2, we've got a Fortnite clip with the craziest assist I think I've ever seen. And coming in at number 1 this week, I have what I can imagine can only be a submission to join FaZe. Watch this guy.
Don't ever say that again.
No way, no way, no way! No way!
Oh my god!
And with that, that's going to be our top 5 clips for the week. If you want to submit your clips, hop into our Discord. Anyone can submit, and you can be featured in next week's episode. Win or fail, I think we can all agree that content is a big part of our lives as gamers, which is why every week we like to introduce you to a new creator that you may or may not be familiar with.
This week's content creator highlight features Modern Warfare streamer Big Puffer. Just like last week, I found him while scrolling through TikTok. However, it wasn't the Warfare content that grabbed my attention. Take a look.
Have you ever had one of those days where you go to sit down, ready to game all night with the boys, even if that one calc assignment you said you'd do later never got done later? But once everyone shows up in the lobby and is ready to queue up, you can't help but feel like today might not be your day. So once you start moving around and grabbing items, the whole game just wrecked you before you even had a chance to chirp out the enemy. If this is you, I'd recommend stepping away from that gaming console and tuning in to some Big Puffer on Twitch TV. Big Puffer has this week's content creator spotlight on him, and I'm really excited to get to share some clips of his with you guys. His stream sessions are full of a variety of games, ranging from Pokemon to Fall Guys, and of course he's got his fair share of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and Warzone clips as well, which I'm sure many of you would appreciate to see. Lately though, Big Puffer's stream sessions have been full of Among Us content, one of the newer trending games on Twitch. This game is kind of like a virtual version of the game Mafia some of us may have played while growing up. You all have to work together, complete tasks, and come together in meetings to try and decide who the killer among the group is, all while avoiding being killed yourself.
Sophie! No! No, Sophie! Sophie, stop! Stop!
He has plenty of content spread across multiple platforms, so you shouldn't ever find yourself without some Puffer content to enjoy. His streams can be pretty loud, but with his high energy and positive vibes, interactions through the chat can be really fun. If you're looking to watch some gaming content to pick up your spirits after a tough loss while waiting in queue, this would be a good place to stop by. And for those who like interacting more with their favorite Twitch streamers community, Big Puffer has a Discord link on his Twitch page.
I hope you all enjoyed that segment about Big Puffer, and maybe you all will go and check out his stream sometime.
And before we let you all go, we have to make sure you guys are up to date with all of the news going on in the esports world. Welcome back to This Week in Esports. We got a couple really big stories that broke this week, so I'm excited to share them with you. The first big one was obviously Ninja announced he is back on Twitch permanently. He signed a multi-year deal with Twitch to be exclusively streaming on there, and honestly, it makes sense. Twitch is dominating the market right now, and Ninja just wants to go back home. I also think it's worth mentioning at this point the impact that Ninja really has had on the streaming platforms and streaming in general. A lot of people bandwagon hate on Ninja, call him a sellout, this or that, and honestly, I don't really get it at all. What Ninja did for the gaming community is going to live on forever. He changed the way we view streamers and large streamers and the way that the platforms interact with them. He made it possible so that these deals opened up for many streamers. And honestly, no matter what, Ninja's going to go down in history as one of the big playmakers in the esports industry. So Props to him. And speaking of Twitch, they also made a really big announcement this week as well with the launch of Versus by Twitch. This is a tournament organizing platform that will be built into Twitch, which means you can run your tournaments on Twitch, you can run the brackets, and everyone that's competing in that tournament who's streaming on Twitch, you can actually go to the tournament and switch between their points of view. This is huge if you're a competitive player who's trying to get noticed, because now you can go on Twitch, play in large tournaments, and if you do well, people are gonna see. This is huge. How many times did I just say huge? I don't know. It's big, that's all I'm saying. And finally, for competitive news, League of Legends Worlds 2020 takes place September 25th, or at least that's when it starts, and players are already going to China because they have to do a mandatory 14-day quarantine. We got an inside look at this from Doublelift, who arrived in China a couple days ago and is stuck in a hotel room for the next 14 days. He said he's not really allowed to leave or talk to anyone, and he actually shared a video that has since been deleted, but I'll show you some screenshots of it, of his room. He's got a little bike for exercise, a gaming setup, and a bunch of snacks and drinks. And honestly, what else do you need?
And that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Generation Esports Report.
If you enjoyed the show, please let us know on Twitter or Instagram, and you can tune in here every Monday for a new episode. But for now, we'll let you get back to the grind.
Here's a quick rundown of segments in today's show. But as always, we'd like to oh wow.
Take two.
Good help. They'll definitely appreciate it, and it will help ensure that you get to compete this semester.
I just froze.
It will help ensure that you get to compete this semester.
Oh.
Oh.